Authorities have called on commuters who feel they are paying more under the distance-based fare system to look at fares over time instead of how much they are paying per trip. Second Transport Minister Lim Hwee Hua says by doing so, commuters might find they have benefited. This was her advice to residents at a dialogue in Bukit Gombak today.
Residents came prepared with questions, ranging from the new casinos and the recent floods to the new fare system.
They felt that they are paying a higher fare after the new fare restructure.
Under the new system, about 2/3 of commuters will pay less, but those who make single or short trips may lose out.
We hope that if they review it on, say, a weekly travel pattern basis, instead of looking at it on a per-trip basis, look at it as a weekly travel pattern. And sometimes also, in terms of what is to come later on, more choices. In due course, I'm sure that they will benefit as well.
Mrs. Lim said over time, as more transport links are added, the new fare system will allow maximum choice and flexibility. Another transport issue, overcrowding in the trains during peak hours.
But MRT train plying along Bukit Gombak station is extremely crowded during peak hours. I have to wait for the third train that I managed to squeeze into the train and my nose near the sliding glass.
Mrs. Lim replied that about 1,300 train trips have been added since 2008. There are plans to add more services and cut waiting time. One resident asked if license plates could be made mandatory for bicycles so that cyclists could be held accountable for irresponsible behaviour. Now, in response, Mrs. Lim said there had been such a move in the 1980s, but this was stopped because it was troublesome for cyclists and difficult to enforce. Now, she said a long-term solution would be for pedestrians, cyclists and motorists to be more considerate towards each other. Mrs. Lim also toured the estate and gave out food packs to low-income families.